Good morning, everybody. We have made it down here to Wancheese. Came down and get me some Carolina, and we just got here. And so we're going to hit the ground running. We got a legend with us here this morning. Got Captain Tillett, and he said he'd like to sit here and talk with us, share some of his memories and all. So you were raised right here, won't you?
Right here.
And you said you're 92 now?
Right now, yep.
I hear that.
Coming up on low. I ain't gonna make it. I don't know. I got cancer now.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll be praying for you.
Yeah.
But go ahead and tell us, about growing up here and how you got started in seafood.
Well, what we used to do, like my daddy he run the store, but when he carried fishing parties, he'd just shut the door and carry the party.
Yeah.
And opened up when he come back.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way he did it. And of course, I grew up around there with him. He had a filling station up here at the church.
Right.
On the Fortune Road. He used to have a filling station there. And then I was 3 or 4 years old then. And then he moved down and built this place down at the landing. We call it Mill Landing.
Right.
And when he did that, but he carried parties at different times. We had little boats. I got a lot of pictures. See. And then we just kept on carrying parties out of Mill Landing.
Uh-huh.
We had Sam Tillett, Naomi Tillett. And Naomi, he was about the size of me. And this fellow from up Great Bridge used to fish with him every Sunday.
Uh-huh.
Every Sunday now. He didn't miss one. And he was little, short. Well, they weren't, because the boat was just bigger.
Right.
Well, this old fellow here got up and said, well, they called him a bad word, little son. Had to stand on the fish box, see, over the cabinet. And that fella from Great Bridge, he brought food, my Lord, every time. We'd all go to that boat and eat, or they'd leave some up.
Right.
All kinds of food.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Skitter, can't think of her name now. I'll think in a minute.
How old?
Olds. About 12 years old then.
I say that guy was named Olds?
Yeah, Skip.
Howard Olds. Skipper Olds.
Yeah, that's who it was.
Yeah, there you go.
But his wife was born here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and that's how he got started. He was in Scarborough. And we just went on carrying parties. They'd be whaling bones, just little boats. All boats were little then.
Oh.
And Sam Tillett. But they all moved up to the bridge. Like the road where the bridge is.
Right.
Well, they went in that canal. They had that canal near about full of boats. I mean, a long ways up the road. But I never went. They stayed right there in Wancheese all the time. Right. Stayed there until all of a sudden the road got built to Oregon Inlet.
Right.
And I was the first one that moved down there. Didn't have no dock, nothing, just tied up a pole to the beach, in the creek.
Uh-huh.
And then the next year, well, Zeke, what was his last name? His name out now. Zeke Midget. I don't know what it sounds like. But anyway, old man Worth owned it. He was from River City. He was a lawyer. Well, we run that year, and he just built one dock, or a gas dock, for gas. And then we just kept building it up from there. And then the Park Service took over. That was a bad deal, but they did.
Right.
Well, they kept building, different people run it. Toby Tillett, he run it, and they got it. And we just kept building docks and docks. So I don't remember the year, but they had right many boats down there.
Uh-huh.
They built another house and moved it up. It was moved up then up to where it's being built now.
Right.
I ain't seen this yet. What they're doing down there now.
Mm-hmm.
I hear it's up in the high millions.
So
I don't.
you did some shrimping, you did some trawl
Yeah, and then
boating.
what we did was party fish until April to about Labor Day.
Right.
Labor Day come, it was about over with us.
Uh-huh.
We do a little bit of rock fishing up the side,
Uh-huh.
but it weren't much, just weekends.
Right.
And weekends, the wind blew.
Mm.
You could, a lot of them, we used to have bad weather.
Right.
We ain't had none of that in a long time. But it just went on. And we did, I run until 65.
Uh-huh.
And at 65, I decided what we did was work in the winter. As soon as that September come in, October, we'd work in the winter, crabbing, oystering, anything we could do.
Right.
Sometimes we were out building houses.
Mm-hmm.
Anything we could do to make $1 an hour.
Right.
A
I hear that.
lot of difference, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everything was different then.
gasoline 20 cents.
Uh-huh.
There's a lot of difference. But then right back in April we go again.
Uh-huh.
But name Willie Evers, he was one of the high fishermen. Decided we quit, and we went commercial fishing.
Yeah.
Just a year round,
Yeah.
and just worked right on up
Mm-hmm.
until we started. We flounder fished in the winter, just about all winter. And we done another thing in between. We carried hunting parties,
Mm-hmm.
killing ducks and geese. We did that for a long time when I was a little fella.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't a very good shot.
Mm-hmm.
But we had some people that could. My daddy could.
Mm-hmm.
And people was good at it. But that's just something to do in the wintertime.
Right.
Just went on. And we started, we knocked off in 65 with that kind of fishing. I went to commercial fishing year round.
Yeah.
So we shrimp. Then we went lobster fishing when I got a little bit bigger boat.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I got a 65-foot boat then. And we went to New York. And we come back about the 15th of July and go shrimping.
Yeah.
Well, we go in May.
So you was working all up and down the coast.
I worked from Nantucket to Cape Canaveral, I think it was, somewhere down there.
Right.
Just one place in Florida.
Uh-huh.
But Georgia, we stayed in Georgia a lot.
Right.
And we come back here. We done that in the fall.
Uh-huh.
Because Miss Shrimp always went south.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, they're up here now. They come out of Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
We got a pile of them for the last 4 years. Most have been known. We catches them now, but ain't getting no money for them.
Right.
I don't know why. It's the cheapest seafood there is on the market.
Yeah.
They ain't on the market, but I mean they're cheapest because the people catch them.
Right. We got shrimp up in Chesapeake Bay now, but
that's what I'm talking about.
They just letting a few people experiment with it. They get put out like 15 licenses or something to let them do it for now and see how it'll go.
But they come down that beach,
mm-hmm.
and if you're in Virginia, you got to be 3 miles offshore.
Yeah.
Well, the shrimp's in a half mile.
Right.
So when you get to North Carolina, then you go half mile.
Uh-huh.
Right on down, and it goes right on. Don't quit.
Uh-huh.
Until they're gone.
Right.
Right on, you go on and get up the coast, right on around.
Mm-hmm.
Morehead City, right on down the beach.
I hear
the greatest thing I've ever heard of. Well, I never got none of that.
Mm-hmm.
My boat did, but and went in after I got through commercial fishing, I went in the fish business.
Mm-hmm.
And that was good.
Yeah.
First we started a co-op and I built this building. That's what hurt me so bad. I bought this piece of land, I was proud of it.
Mm-hmm.
Still got a little piece of it, but not on the water.
Right.
And a co-op come along and they wanted to make a co-op.
Mm-hmm.
So I built a building for the co-op, but that didn't work. But all the people that belonged to that co-op was people up the co-op. Every one of them went in the fish business.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
You can
great.
name every one of them right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that was good in that way.
Right.
But the co-op didn't work. And I kept on fishing for about a couple of years. I said, well, I'm going to open a fish house and go be a fish bar.
Uh-huh.
So I done that. Till that was in 77. Yeah, 77 was when I opened the fish house.
Mm-hmm.
And everything was going along pretty good. I made it. I borrowed some money, but I gradually, it didn't work out, but it's all right.
Mm-hmm.
And then my wife died.
Right.
Well, the boys, I had two boys that were grown then.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they run the boats, and then they changed over when she died. I said, well, I'm going to let them run it. I'm going to kind of ease off a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Let my oldest son, youngest son, I'm the oldest son, and his son.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let them run it. And they started off real good. And then it was doing good. They were catching fish, all packing squeeze and all that. And all of a sudden, about 2011, I found out that they hadn't paid no bill.
Wow.
And he just quit paying bills. But I had enough faith in him. But I didn't have these meetings for the corporation and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And all that paying the bills. I didn't look. I just knew they were, doing everything.
Right.
All of a sudden, boom,
Mm.
over a couple $1 million.
I know that was a shock.
I didn't know it. It was a shock.
Mm-hmm.
And I just couldn't do what I should have done. And it worked right on up until we've been having trouble since then,
Mm-hmm.
until this year. We finally got rid of him.
Well, that's great.
Well, I was treating him dirty. It hurt.
Yeah.
Right. And it still does. It ain't going to leave.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take that with me, imagine. I hadn't seen them. They quit and gone away with me. And had nothing to do with me.
Mm.
Except they wanted the money.
Right.
They wanted that bad.
Well, you see too much of that.
But he wound up getting it.
Mm.
He got a lot. We sold them permits.
Right.
If we had them permits, they were worth a lot of money.
Yeah, absolutely.
The most scallop permits, what are they, $3 million?
It's like all these scallop boats out here. The boats worth so much, but the permits is what's worth something.
Third boats were.
Yeah.
That's like Kenny, what down there, Timmy. He sold 3 of them, $1 million apiece. $3 million apiece.
Uh-huh.
No boat, they threw that away.
Yeah.
Well, they bought the boat and all, but they weren't no good.
Uh-huh.
But just the permits. They come out real well. But anyway, just this year, we finally, my youngest boy took the boat and run it.
Uh-huh.
Well, they just walked out. But what happened, they had to stop. And that was a disaster.
Mm-hmm.
Stop weren't no good.
Right.
Still ain't found out what it does. Ain't nobody tell me.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, we got out of it. So I've been sitting here working, but ever since. I fell down on Thanksgiving. I was in Georgia to my second wife's brother.
Mm-hmm.
I stepped down the step, coming down, always back down the step, hold on the rail. And that last little step was low.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went to step on it, I missed it. And broke his leg.
Wow.
I had polio.
You did?
This leg I got a brace on.
Uh-huh.
Well, this leg was tore up. So
well,
that's why I'm sitting in this thing.
You were young when you had polio, weren't you?
About 3 or 4 years old.
Yeah, so you didn't let that hold you back.
Nope. I got along good. I got where I walked with a cane. When I was walking with a cane in the 70s.
Yeah.
Or 80s.
You did what you had to do.
But, yep.
And look, you still cutting your own grass, ain't you?
Yep. Like I tell you, I had to give on that muffler.
Look, got his lawnmower rigged up, got him a handle right here on it. got him a little ramp. He has to get up on there, cuts his own grass still. 92 years old.
Yep, that's all.
You got a nice home
Well,
here.
it's something to do. Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's a nice
The
home.
part over that way is the old part. It was just like that when they built the same place.
Right.
But when my sister moved their house, they bought their property, moved this,
Right.
then they built this stuff to it.
So,
of course, they just built that thing just a few years ago.
yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
So what was your favorite part about all of it? Was it charters? Was it trawling, shrimping?
Well,
what was your favorite
really, with
thing?
me, I kind of like shrimping.
Yeah.
But we're pretty good at it. But you had to put time in. It was kind of, you'd kind of tired by Friday.
Uh-huh.
But we stopped sometime, lay up, the wind be blowing or something, lay up at night.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes blowing the gale in daytime.
Yeah.
Well, we'd run up to the shore and anchor.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't do much ocean shrimping at that time. It was all in Pamlico Sound.
Right.
And then in the fall, we'd go to Georgia. And a few boats, but not many.
Uh-huh.
But we made a little bit, not much.
Right.
But you didn't make much then, no way.
Yeah.
We used to sell flounders and shrimp for 25 cents. And we put both of them in the same basket.
Put them both in the same basket. 25 cents a pound.
They were both 25 cents.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
We used to come down to Outer Banks when I was a kid, and we would always come to Wancheese, get some shrimp right off the boat.
That's right.
We always look forward to that.
And they're still doing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what he's doing today.
Uh-huh.
They're catching a lot, but they're little.
Right.
They ain't growing. Last year, they didn't grow at all.
Mm-hmm.
They're little teeny things.
Did you have any one catch that stands out in your mind, like your biggest, best catch, or?
Yeah, when you see some of them call up over 60, 70 boxes, that was great. But now, see, we started out, maybe I went too quick, but we started out in a little shed boat.
Right.
With a 25-foot net.
Uh-huh.
And we worked around the shore, down Hay County. That's where I met my first wife, down there shrimping. And we kept building up. Mm-hmm. All these old fellas around here, you remember Uncle Tucker and Owen and all them.
Yeah.
Well, we all had a little boat, and Gene's daddy would have one.
Mm-hmm.
But most all these boys around here. Mm-hmm. We got one man that's living now. I don't know if you can even talk to him or not, but Charles Weston. He was shrimp by himself. And shrimp by himself, and everybody wondered why he'd get talking to somebody like this.
Uh-huh.
He said, well, I shrimp by myself. So if I wanted to not go out that day, I wouldn't go. Because a lot of times you'd go to, so your crew could get a little money.
Uh-huh.
Well, he didn't care. Mm. And he just said he wasn't going to give it to nobody else.
Right.
And if he didn't want to go, he'd roll over the bunk and go to sleep.
Uh-huh.
He didn't have to go.
Yeah.
But he was a mess.
So you're saying
he's 105. He'll be 105 sometime.
Wow.
Within a month.
And he's here in Wancheese?
Yep, right down the road there.
Wow. I hear that.
Joe Verlaine.
Look, that salt air and that salt water's been good to y'all, ain't it?
And he tells a story where he caught some in a bag and brings out a shrimp like you're catching in the ocean.
Right.
And they bunch up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they got a little 25 net, and then he went and lifted up in that boat. And she rolled over, not over, but the shrimp was hanging out.
Uh-huh.
Then he towed her in a stumpy pony. He'll tell that story every time.
I hear that.
But he was comical.
Mm-hmm.
We fished on the White Beach, too.
Mm-hmm.
He was a funny fellow when he went to eat. He get to the table. And as soon as he got sat down, got his chair where I wanted it, he put his feet down and lay down and pulled his pants up. Before he'd eat. Both legs right up. But he could eat.
Yeah.
He's a little man. He ain't big now.
Uh-huh.
He didn't weigh 150 pounds, did he? Well, not very big.
I've crab, clam, oyster, fish, all that. But the only time I ever done any shrimping, I was down here and I got on there with Russell Jr. and he took me out Grandpa's Charters,
Mm-hmm.
and he had a little trawl that he pulls behind the boat.
Yeah.
We were trawling right there by Pirates Cove, and caught plenty of, it was green, green tail shrimp.
They're doing it now, not green tail, but they're shrimping that bay caught some all week, I think.
Right. But I filled my freezer up with shrimp. We headed them and bagged them right there on the boat.
Yep.
Took them home, put them in the freezer. That was good.
Yep. And they keep good.
Yeah, they do. Mm-hmm.
Like Jane said it one day, said we got some in the freezer. They're old. I said, they'll make no difference.
Uh-huh.
What we used to do around the fish house, we'd pack them, and then but we'd go back and open them after we kept them a while, and blaze them.
Mm-hmm.
We just pour a little water, just open the bag, pour a little water on them, and that would seal them right off.
Yeah.
That was good for 2 years or more.
Right.
It's no different.
Mm-hmm.
But she thought they were different. I cooked some the other night, she said no different.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
You still
But we
doing?
most time get fresh ones.
You still doing your own cooking and everything, ain't
I
you?
don't do much cooking, no. That's what I always said. When I got the boats and run the boats, I said that's the reason I was captain, because I didn't want to cook.
Okay. I hear that.
I'd always have a cook.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, we worked a little bit off and on with different people before we all bought boats.
Right.
We just worked our way right up.
Well,
you get another boat, somebody else will get one, somebody you get one bigger. I had them two big boats that we still got one of them.
Right.
Well, we had a 65-foot boat, one I run all the time. But that was a big boat at the time.
Oh, yeah. Is your boat in?
Yep.
You think I could go over and get a picture of her?
Oh, yeah.
What's her name?
Linda Gale.
Okay. All right.
She's right there on the highway.
Okay.
That's where Wancheese Fish Company.
Yeah.
It's just this side of it.
I'm going to go get a picture of her, and when we get through with this, I'll take a picture of you, and I'll put a post on there about you.
Want me to show you some pictures?
Sure. You got some?
Yeah, let me go get them. They're right down the truck. I had them out yesterday.
Well, look. Hold on a second. We're going to finish this and then look at the pictures, and I can take pictures of them and put on here. But what I want to do before we end this, I want us to ask you, is it, people on here watching, they've been watching us do this and everything, and they're going to be watching this video and hearing your story, and they love that. So is there anything you'd like to say to everybody before I finish this up? Is this just something?
Well, no more than I can say I had a good life.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
I've done well until all this happened.
Right. But you've come through it.
I got through it. I ain't through it yet, but I'm in part way.
Yeah.
So he stole from all there is. But I've done pretty good. I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
I would have done better. Anyway.
Well.
And I've had some help since my first wife died, which I've had two good ones. Mm-hmm. And the one I'm married to now, if it hadn't been for her, I couldn't have got out of the house.
Right.
But I've told them, thank the Lord for this chair, that ramp, and her.
Yeah, absolutely.
All three of them to get me, just like you, get my clothes, help me get up and down. Getting in the car, that's kind of rough.
Right.
And I can drive daytime, but I can't drive at night. All these roads, you'll get riding down the road and all of a sudden you ain't got no line.
Right.
I like to run the canal one night and I quit driving. I ain't drove since. Stop. But I was lucky I never had a ticket.
Yeah.
That's
Well, look, we really appreciated you talking with us this morning and sharing your story, and everybody loves to hear. We learn from you, and you've been setting the bar high for them all your life, and people been looking up to you and learning, so they know how they can do it, and so that's what's so important. That's why we want to capture it on here, so everybody can see and hear your story, because we like to get with these legends, get with these old salts, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Well, always Tillets have a good name.
oh yeah,
They're pretty smart.
that's right. So,
Some smarter than others.
so Captain Moon Tillett, we sure appreciate it, and we're gonna go ahead and sign off of this interview, and I'm ready to look at some pictures. So,
All right.
but thanks a lot. And thank all y'all that's been watching.
I followed you up because on my memory, they probably missed a lot of it.
Well, that's all
I've
right.
done a lot of things.
You shared what you were supposed to share. So, thank you.
We took off one time, went to Florida. I didn't tell you about that. In an old car.
In an old car?
An old car. 1937 Ford.
I hear that.
With 3 of us.
You made down there and came back, didn't you?
In that old car, we had the back end cut out of her, and that's why we slept. In the back of it. We went Carpet Springs.
You had your legs stretched out in the trunk?
Yep.
That's
when we started coming back. We got back to Jacksonville. We didn't have no money. We run completely out of money. And we laying there, we picked up cigarette butts with our toes. We went barefooted all the time. We never wore shoes.
Yeah.
But we'd pick up them, and the cop called us. Where you all staying at? We told him it was down there in that car. And he walked down there. He said, "Now you got to quit picking up them cigarettes."
Oh.
That's all. It was just, but we were broke. We didn't have nothing to eat, drink, and nothing.
Yeah.
No gas.
Y'all made the first camper.
And one by this fella says, "Well, we got to have something." We run away. I know. My dad, this boy sent him a wire. Said, "Please send," I think he said $25. The police sent $25. Man, they didn't know where we were.
Right.
And he sent us that $25. And we gassed up. That car burnt 39 quarts of oil from here to Jacksonville.
Wow.
And nobody wouldn't give us no burnt oil.
The good thing they were about 10 cents a quart.
Yeah, about that. Well, we had a time we were going sponge diving. This boy's brother, daddy, he was sponge diving down there.
Yeah.
Where his sister's up. After we had a time. And when they got back home and they found out where we were, he said, "There's one thing about it." He said, "If you hadn't had $25 in the bank or where we had it, you would have never got it." He wasn't going to send me his. But they were glad to see us come back.
Well, you said, "Thank the Lord it was in the bank," didn't you?
Yeah. Well, somebody had it. They might have had it in a jug, but
right.
Anyway, they sent it. They ordered it to us. We bought a little bit of oil, a little bit of gas, and a drink.
So you've been adventurous all your life.
I've covered a lot of territory.
Life's been a great adventure for you.
Yeah,
and you're still going, still on it.
I got no complaints, except for that one I've been telling you about.
Right, I understand.
I complain about that.
Right,
but it hurt me so bad.
All right. Well, I'm gonna sign off here. You can get your photos, and we'll take a look at them, and we'll share them with everybody too. So we really appreciate it.
All right.
Thanks a lot, and thank y'all for watching. So thank you.